Hey, what's up everybody? The first pickup capsule is here for August, and in this video I'm going to go over all 6 of the Tsums that are in this particular pickup capsule and just see which one is actually worth getting and which ones are not. But honestly, in this pickup capsule, just like any other pickup capsule, you're really after that last prize. So unless you could clear out the entire pickup capsule, which means that you need 450,000 coins, then I actually don't recommend you to clear out this capsule and save up just enough coins before you could actually clear it. So 450,000 coins is the marker that you want to hit. But anyways, in this pickup capsule, you have 4 days to clear it. So you have until August 8th, the end of day, in order for you to clear out this entire capsule. This month, we have 6 different Tsums. The first one is Experiment 626, and there's 2 copies of him, 2 copies of Bunny, 2 copies of Lumpy, 3 copies of Davy Jones, 3 copies of Hades, and finally 3 copies of Captain Hook. And out of all 6 of these, there are actually 4 good Tsums to have. So first one being Bunny, second being Captain Hook, third being Experimental 626, and then finally Hades. So they're not in any particular order, but if I was to rank them, I would probably rank Hades as number 1, number 2 being Captain Hook, number 3 being Bunny, and then finally Experimental 626. But I think Experimental 626 is really close to Captain Hook. I think both of them are actually pretty good. Like, actually all 4 of these are pretty even in terms of how well they perform, and I'm really just evaluating them for the purpose of earning coins. But it kind of going back to what I initially said is that if you don't have 450,000 coins saved up, then don't even bother trying to get this pickup capsule and just save your coins for the second pickup capsule for the skill ticket, because ultimately when you are trying to get the pickup capsule, you're going after that last prize, which is this particular skill ticket. So unless you could get the skill ticket, try to save your coins for the next month. However, let's get into it and take a look at all 6 of the Tsums that are in this pickup capsule so you can see what the animation look like and determine for yourself if you want to get them or not. So the first Tsum, we have Experimental 626 from Lilo and Stitch. His ability is that he will clears a line of Tsum Tsum at random. So for this one, I have him at skill level 4, and it will require me a total of 17 copies of Experimental 626 to activate his ability, and will clear 4 lines of different Tsums. And essentially he shoots 4 different lasers. I think that's what they really mean to say. My experience with Experimental 626 is really positive, and at skill level 4, it is a pretty decent Tsum to have. Not necessarily great yet for coins, but I do think that compared to all the other ones, if I were to be getting Experimental 626 to a skill level 6, I should be able to use him as a coin earner. But relatively still low level for Experimental 626 for me, so unfortunately he's not going to be great for coins yet for me, but eventually I think that I will get there with Experimental 626. At the end of this gameplay for Experimental 626 at skill level 4, I got a total of 1,782 coins for him, so not too bad, but also not that great. So for that reason, I think Experimental 626 will need to get to skill level 5 or 6 before he's actually viable. Next, we have Bunny from Toy Story, and the animation for Bunny is that it clears random Tsum Tsum in one go. And I actually really like the animation for Bunny because it completely is a scene from the movie where they were hanging from the toy rack, and then he gets kind of mad and then kind of peeks at the little ducky, and then or little chick, not ducky, and then a bunch of Tsums fall down. So pretty cool animation, and I think it's a really fun Tsum to play with. There's not a lot of thinking to it. Essentially during the animation, a bunch of balls get shot onto the screen and then random Tsums gets cleared. So it's very simple. They're not in any particular pattern. It's different spots every single time. So there's really no prepping for it. I guess like make sure that on the screen there's a lot of Tsums on there. But other than that, like that's the best strategy in using Bunny. I do have Bunny at skill level 5 right now. And at the end of this gameplay, I did get Bunny, or the coins that I got with Bunny is 2,056. So not that great. I'm also playing with the 5-4 and coin boost for all of these demonstrations. So still below the bar, but if you could get Bunny to skill level 6, he's definitely going to be viable. Or if you're playing just a little bit careful, you should be able to get some decent coin earnings using Bunny. And next we have Lumpy from Winnie the Pooh, and the ability description for Lumpy is that clears random Tsum Tsum in one go. And unfortunately, Lumpy is the worst one out of all 6 of these. Lumpy is just really not that great for coins, for abilities, or for really anything that has to do with the game, unfortunately. So not necessarily assume that you need to have or should get. I guess like he's okay with making bubbles, but other than that, really not that great for anything else. The strategy to using Lumpy is just really activate the ability as soon as possible. And yeah, you don't necessarily need to wait for anything, because what happens during the animation is it doesn't freeze the screen. So what that means is that during the animation, zooms will continue to fall. So there's going to be no gaps between the animation and when the zooms are falling. So you don't have to wait. Essentially, you actually do want to spam the ability button as much as possible to activate the ability as much as possible. And also at the end of this gameplay, I only got 762 coins at skill level 3. So not that spectacular. You could probably skip Lumpy as one of the zooms that you need to collect. Next, we have Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean. And his animation is he will clear all Tsum Tsums in the center. And this is one of the zooms that I think it's going to be pretty good if you could get him to skill level 6. But even at skill level 3, I find him pretty fun to play with. Essentially, his animation is that he activates the ability and like the circle of pool kind of comes in. And then all these tentacles come and slaps the center of the screen, creating that little clear area in the middle. And right now I am playing him at skill level 3. So the skill range is going to be medium. I do think that if we get Davy Jones to a higher skill level, he will perform better. One of the strategies to using Davy Jones is just you want to make sure that the center area has a lot of zooms, because what happens essentially is if you don't have a lot of zooms in the center, then the chain that goes on when the octopus slaps the center of the screen will be minimized, and that means you get less coins. So you just want to make sure that the center area has a lot of zooms, like right here, and that way it maximizes the chain that you will get. At the end of this gameplay for Davy Jones at skill level 3, I got 1,093 coins, so still below that 2,300, but I think that if we were able to get Davy Jones to skill level 6, he will perform a lot better because the skill range will be a lot bigger and will clear a lot more zooms and get a higher chain. Next, we have Hades from Hercules, and the ability description for Hades is that he will clear Tsum Tsum in a cross shape. Right now I am playing Hades at skill level 6, which is max for him, and the skill range is extra large. And the ability, essentially what happens is a cross will be made on the screen, and a bunch of zooms will be cleared in a cross shape. So one of the strategies to using Hades is just to make sure that there are zooms in the cross shape area, and to activate the ability as much as possible. And at skill level 6, Hades is one of the better zooms out there right now. He's also very easy to play, so relatively easy for beginners to pick up, and also earns you a decent amount of coins. I do have him at skill level 6 though, this gameplay that you're watching, so the earnings and also just how big the blast radius is might not be what you're going to experience unless you have him at skill level 6 as well. I don't necessarily think that you should invest your skill tickets into Hades, because there are other zooms that you should be investing in. But if you look at this gameplay right here, Hades is very effective and can get you a lot of coins. So Hades is one that you want to get if you are trying to get one of the 6 in here. At the end of this gameplay for Hades, I do have him at skill level 6, and I did end up with 2,887 coins, so pretty productive in terms of coin earning. But other than that, Hades is really not that great for anything else, meaning like from missions or bingo cards, not necessarily that great, but really good zoom to have and good for coin earning if you don't have any coin earning zooms right now. And then finally we have Captain Hook from Peter Pan, and Captain Hook will clears a vertical line of Tsum Tsum. So really it's that simple. I do have Captain Hook right now at skill level 6, so the skill range will be extra large. And Captain Hook is really simple to use. It's one of the easier zooms to use for his animation, and ultimately what it does is just creates a vertical line. It's exactly like all the other ones, it's just the animation's a little bit different. You have the alligator come out and chomp down the zooms in a vertical line. So just think of it like any kind of vertical blast zooms. It essentially does the same thing. A bunch of zooms in the center row gets cleared. In my case, because I do have the skill range extra large, it's about like maybe 5 or 6 rows. Yeah, I think like more like 5 rows. However, for the coin earning potential, it's not that great. Although Captain Hook is really easy to use, I don't necessarily think that he is going to be one of the best coin earners out there. So these 6 are okay. They're viable, but I think they're not necessarily zooms that you need but compared to like all the other pickup capsules that we have, this is actually not bad, given that your main goal is to get the skill ticket at the very end. So it's not bad to have some decent Tsums while you're trying to get the skill ticket. At the end of this gameplay for Captain Hook at skill level 6, I did get 2,237 coins, so definitely not too bad. It is a fairly fun Tsum to use. So that's pretty much it for this pickup capsule. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful in finding out which Tsums you want to get, or if you want to just save up your coins for the next pickup capsule. And if you found it helpful and would like to see more Tsum Tsum content just like this, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.